Heat doesn't just make you uncomfortable off grid, it drains your energy, wrecks your sleep, spoils your food faster, and quietly turns small problems into big ones if you don't manage it right. So the goal isn't just to stay cool, it's to control heat like a system. Because once you understand how heat moves, you can start beating it without needing tons of power. Or first thing to lock in is this though: the sun is your main enemy, not the air temperature, which means blocking solar gain is the priority number one because once heat gets inside your space, it's 10 times harder to remove it than it is to prevent it. So start outside your structure with shade, strategies like tarps, shade cloth, or even natural cover like trees. And don't just throw shade anywhere. Focus it on the surface that gets hit the hardest during peak sun hours. Usually it's your roof and the west facing walls because the afternoon sun carries the more heat and it lingers longer. A simple reflective tarp with an air gap above your roof can drop interior temperatures dramatically because you're stopping radiant heat before it transfers. And that air gap matters because it lets heat escape instead of conducting downward. And next layer is insulation because which most people actually think is just for winter, and it works both ways, slowing heat from getting in during summer just like it keeps heat in during the winter. So even basic materials like foam boards, reflective bubble insulation, or even thick fabric layers can make a noticeable difference, especially when combined with sealing gaps where hot air sneaks in. And let's talk about the airflow because moving air is your second weapon, and it's incredibly effective if you use it strategically, not randomly. Like cross ventilation is the goal, meaning you want air entering from one side and exiting from another. Ideally, pulling cooler air from shaded areas and pushing hot air out from higher points. And since heat rises, so placing vents or openings higher up lets that trapped heat escape naturally. Even small USBs or 12-volt fans powered by solar can massively improve comfort because, the airflow increases evaporation on your skin, which is how your body cools itself. And here's a trick that works surprisingly well too. Position a fan to blow across a container of water or a damp cloth, creating a basic evaporative cooling effect. I mean, which works best in dry climates, but still helps in moderate humidity. And speaking of water, evaporation is one of your strongest off-grid cooling tools too. So use it intentionally. Wet towels hung on airflow paths, misting your skin lightly, or even placing shallow trays of water near airflow zones can drop perceived temperatures significantly without any heavy power draw. And timing is another overlooked factor too, because when you do things, matters just as much as how you do them. So shift heat generating activities like the cooking, the charging devices, or physical labor to early morning or late evening, because every bit of heat you create inside adds to the load, and you might have to fight later. Cooking outside whenever possible is a game changer too. Even something as simple as a propane stove under a shaded area keeps the heat from building up indoors. Hydration also sounds obvious, but it's more strategic than just drink water. Because when you're off grid, you need to balance intake with electrolyte retention. Meaning, if you're sweating heavily and only drinking plain water, you can actually reduce your body's ability to regulate temperature efficiently. So, adding a pinch of salt or using basic electrolyte mixes can keep your system functioning better under heat stress. And clothing matters too, not in a way most people think, because less isn't always better. Loose, light colored clothing actually reflects sunlight and allows airflow across your skin, which improves the cooling more than tight or minimal clothing that traps heat or exposes you to the direct sun. And let's get into the sleeping because bad sleep in the heat will destroy your performance the next day. And one of the best tricks is pre cooling your body before bed. Even a quick rinse with cool water or wiping down with a damp cloth can lower your core temperature enough to fall asleep faster. And positioning matters too. Sleep lower to the ground if possible, since cooler air settles downward and maximize your airflow around your sleeping area. Even if it means rearranging your setup temporary during hot periods. If you have limited power, prioritize it for nighttime airflow rather than daytime comfort. Because good sleep gives you more resilience the next day. And food storage becomes a challenge in heat too. So think in terms of heat avoidance instead of just cooling. Keep Food in shaded, insulated areas. Use the ground to your advantage by storing items slightly buried or in contact with cooler earth. And minimize how often you open whether cooling system you have because every opening dumps cold air and brings heat in. Another underrated tactic is thermal mass. Materials like the water container, stone, or even dense wood can absorb heat during the day and release it slowly, which can help stabilize temperature swings if used correctly, especially when kept shaded and ventilated. The middle strategy plays a role too because heat can push you into frustration and poor decisions very fast too. So building a routine around the heat instead of fighting it constantly makes everything smoother. And except the midday, it's for low energy tasks planning or rest and shift your productivity to cooler windows where your body naturally performs better. And if you're running solar, understand that your peak power generation happens when the heat is also at its worst. So use that window wisely to run the fans, charge batteries, or power small cooling systems, but don't rely on energy heavy solutions because off grid setups reward efficiency, not brute force. And reflective surfaces can help in unexpected ways too. Even something as simple as positioning reflective material to redirect the sunlight away from your space instead of absorbing it can reduce heat buildup. And sealing your environment properly ensures you're controlling where air comes in and out rather than letting heat infiltrate randomly. And bugs often get worse in the heat too, which can tempt you to open everything up at night without thinking. So balance ventilation with protection using screens or netting so you're not trading airflow for a whole new problem. And long term, site selection is everything. If you have any control over where you set up, prioritize natural shade, elevation for airflow, and orientated that minimizes direct sun exposure during peak hours because the environment you choose can either work with you or against you every single day. And the biggest mistake people make off grid in summer is reacting to heat instead of designing around it. They wait until they're already uncomfortable and then they try to fix it with limited resources. But the real advantages come from anticipating how heat will move through your space and cutting it off before it becomes a problem. And none of these hacks are complicated on their own. But when you stack them together, shade, insulation, airflow, evaporation, timing, and smart energy use, you create a system that keeps you functional even in brutal conditions. And without relying on heavy power or expensive gear. And that's the difference between struggling through the heat and actually controlling it. And once you dial this in, off grid steps feel like something you survive and starts feeling like something you've got handled. Thanks for watching today. And if you found value to this video, please like and subscribe. I'd love to also hear down from in the comments down from you too as well. We're looking to grow this channel, and without your subscription, we don't grow that well. Sadly, that's what YouTube says we have to do. So a subscription would be highly appreciated. Thanks for watching. Also, check out this video to the right. It could help you on your tiny house and off-grid journey. Thanks for watching. Take care.